Welcome to Boxing Media Hub, sponsored by Falcon Contracting and in partnership with Jam's Boxing Chat. And we've got a beautiful lineup. We're not talking about the fight. We're talking about me, Jam, and Neutral. And we are going for Isaac Chamberlain versus Jack Massey. Now, this is an interesting one for me. I didn't really see this one coming, not going to lie. Jack Massey, no mug in the slightest. I think when we have a look at it, Isaac Chamberlain, 18 fights, 16 wins, 8 knockouts. Jack Massey, 23 fights, 21 wins, 12 knockouts. This is for the Commonwealth and the EBU European Cruiserweight titles. Chamberlain last out in October against Lawal, which not gonna lie, I was there. I wish I wasn't. It was absolute shocker. I think we can all say it was one of those where it had all the ingredients to be great, but it was almost like we got Chamberlain versus Okoli all over again. That's what it felt like. It was another one of those not very nice to watch spoiler fights, wasn't it?
Cuddle party.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Cuddle monsters. And then Jack Massey was last out in January, blew his opponent away in TKO round 1. So he's there. He's in good form with his knockout. And let's be honest, when we look at the losses of these two guys as well, Isaac Chamberlain, Billam Smith and Okoli doesn't make him look bad at all now.
And Joe Parker and Blackpool for Massey.
And that's it. We're talking
Very
good
similar
operators
records.
here. Yeah, for both lads. So Neutral, you look very very office based.
That's his new studio.
Studio. Yeah, thanks for having me on, chaps.
Yeah,
Jack Massey, late replacement to Isaac Chamberlain. Nothing worse than for a boxer having the bad news that your fighter can't make it. So Jack Massey's been brought in, unknown quantity to Isaac Chamberlain. Everybody knows of him. The team will know of him, but in terms of levels, Jack's got quite a bit of work to do. Can't fault him on his last outing. It's not all you can ask for, but for me, you gain nothing out of it, a first-round knockout. If I go back to the Joseph Parker fight, that was a lot closer. So he did well there. But Isaac Chamberlain, is he's a rough, tough cream puff. He messes it up, mixes it up. Lawal found that out. If I go back to Isaac's performance before that against Chris Billam Smith, the very fighter that he was when he won against him. When he lost against him. Pretty one-sided. I didn't think that was a great performance from Isaac at all, but he seems to have redeemed himself after that. So I'll forgive him for that. But it's going to be a good fight, nonetheless. And Jack Massey is going to present problems to him.
Yeah, I'd agree. Who are you picking for the win? Do you think Chamberlain takes it on points or by knockout, Neutral?
I can't see the knockout from Jack unless he's very sloppy. Isaac. But I can see a split decision in his favour at the very best for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even rule out the draw. But
possibility. Very similar
I would say Isaac's experience at this stage in his career to overlook or to look past Jack right now. He can't afford to lose against Jack, so it's a must-win scenario for him. But I expect a comfortable points victory.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Chris has kind of come in. Thanks, Chris. I actually think this is a better fight and better replacement. I'm impressed by this matchmaking. And Jack is very much like that, isn't he? Jack Massey. He went 10 rounds with Joseph Parker. Don't get me wrong. It's not the Joseph Parker that we've got now, because I think it was in the early stages of just joining up with the new coaching team and all this sort of thing. So he was just kind of getting to grips. But Jack Massey went 10 rounds with him. You know, we know what Parker can do. He can box. He's got power. Jack Massey stayed there. So it's an intriguing one. It really is. For me, you would say the experience of the bigger fights sits with Isaac. But then when you look at where Jack Massey's been as well, they're kind of sitting on an even keel. Really, you would say Isaac Chamberlain on points. You just would. He's got a box clever, stay out the way and do what he does. The only way Jack's going to win it is to come out firing and put him under pressure early. That's how I would see Jack winning.
He's got to steal the first half of the fight, yeah.
He's got to put him under pressure and he's got to show him that there's an opponent there. And being a late replacement could work in his favour, as we've seen in the past with other fights. But for me, I just think Chamberlain sticks behind the jab and he gets his points. He gets his points win. Jam, where are you sort of sitting on this one? Chris has jumped. Massey getting a lot of criticism for celebrating his loss to Parker after people that brain dead he celebrated because he thought he'd won and it was a close fight. Wasn't the Parker, it is now. Chamberlain by close points decision, but Massey got a great chance. Go on, Jam.
I'm completely agreeing with Chris there, mate, and you guys. I think Chamberlain's going to take it by a close decision, but Massey has a real chance, mate, because he backs down to no man. He can fight. Like you say, he's only 2 losses, Joe Parker, Richard Riakporhe. You know, there's no shame in that whatsoever. And the Parker fight was a decent fight. He put on a very decent performance against the world elite fighter. So I like Jack Massey. He's got power. He could get to Isaac Chamberlain. I don't think he will, though, unfortunately. But I reckon this will be a good close fight, and I could see like a split decision win for Chamberlain.
Yes, as I say, I think that's the word. I think it could be a real interesting, fun fight. And I think Jack Massey makes it fun. I don't think it's Isaac Chamberlain. I think Jack Massey being late opponent makes it really difficult. I think he makes it
absolutely because Isaac have been training for somebody else, and now that he can make it. Now Jack is coming in, right? I've got to study this guy. What do I know about him? What does my team know about him? And that unknown quantity in such a short space of time could have a mental effect on Isaac. So we don't know yet. But
and he's a live opponent, isn't he? He's a live opponent.
Yeah, exactly. He's brand new opponent and brought in late. So it'll be a testament to Isaac's willpower and his strategy and his battle tactics, you know, and how well does he cope with this? So, because Jack is a totally different style and presents a totally different problem. So when you're training for one guy and you come in, this guy comes in, well, I've got to reevaluate, reset. Not easy to do.
And I think when we look back, boys, don't we? You know, when we look back over history, late minute opponents don't just turn up. They come in and they do damage. We've seen it time and time again. We can look at the Joshua Ruiz situation. We can look at other fights down the line. We've seen it.
I can give you Lennox Lewis, Vitaly Klitschko. Lennox Lewis was supposed to be fighting a guy called Chris Budd. He pulled out, and Vitaly took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. And look at the problems he gave Lennox Lewis and nearly took away his undisputed title from him. So that just goes to show you that, you know, it's a very refined sport, this boxing. And when they're training for a certain opponent. And so, it's a tough test. And like I said before, I wouldn't complain about a split decision either way. But I can see just Isaac just necking it. But it will be a very, very tough fight.
Yeah, I agree with that, Neutral, completely, mate. Is it right? It's only been 13 days notice for Jack Massey for this fight, isn't it? Is it 13 days?
Incredible.
Around there?
Incredible. 2 weeks.
That's amazing, man. What a legend, though, to step in at this level at Selhurst Park, to come and step in against a man like Isaac Chamberlain. Guy's got some minerals, hasn't he?
I think it shows his class.
Exactly. Well, Jack, this is the perfect stage for him now to say, right, well, I've got this chance. Look what I can go on to. I mean, obviously, this is for the European Cruiserweight Champion and the Commonwealth Boxing Council. So he's got something to work for, and say he pulls off a fantastic win against Isaac. Well, look at
Elevates him.
that's just propelled Jack.
And if he
So there's
loses
everything to gain, everything to lose sort of
yeah, that's
scenario.
it. If he loses, he's not really losing anything, is he? Because he can just say, I only had 2 weeks, I gave it a shot. He doesn't really lose by
Exactly
losing.
that.
It's win-win, isn't it? Win-win.
It's win-win. He can't lose. So,
That's
and not
it.
only that, he'll get other big fights off the back of this.
Especially if he performs well, definitely. He'll be the first name on the list if a cruiserweight pulls out and they need someone at short notice. He'll be top of the list for stepping in.
There you go.
And having the cojones.
Well, like we say, if no risk, no reward. And I think
there you
this
go.
is where Jack Massey comes in. And just before we go, boys, just a quick one. Would you say major upset if Jack Massey wins it?
No,
No.
I wouldn't. Not major. It'd be an upset, don't get me wrong, but not a major one. Definitely not. Because they're very similar.
I think there's the odds in the bookies. There's not that far apart. I think last I seen, Isaac Chamberlain was 8-15 on, but so that's, you got a 2-1 chance. It's not like it's 7-8-1 chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely a live opponent.
He's live, dog.
I just wondered because a lot of people will look at this, won't they, and say people sort of outside of the sport are going to look at this, aren't they? And they're going to go, "Oh, it's a last-minute opponent." But we know what Jack's capable of. We know what can come to the table, as you say. Like Jan was saying, massive opportunity. He could come in here. He could take this and look where it could propel him to. The cruiserweight division is wide open at the moment. There's a lot up for grabs. There's other opportunities there. Riyadh loves cruiserweight fights, so there's a lot on the line.
I mean, the winner of this could get the winner of CBS and Reactor.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Although
they're saying Jai Apatai might have that, though. Jai Apatai might be fighting the winner.
Apatai, obviously being he'll want to unify and get his belts back one by one. But he will, and then he'll move on. But in that meantime, he'll get a chance. He'll get a chance at somebody big in the meantime if he pulls this off.
And if CBS and Reactor end up drawing or something, Jai could fight the winner of this. He could fight Massey Chamberlain. Why they have a rematch, you never know.
Exactly. Chin up.
That's
This is it. And SWS Boxing, Massey is a good fighter. On that note, we will say, hit the subscribe button. Check out the rest of the content. Give us your predictions. Let us know. Isaac Chamberlain versus Jack Massey this weekend. It's come around quick. Looking forward to it. There you go. Neutral's ready. Jam's ready. And I certainly am. So, Neutral, you're a beautiful man. Thank you very much for joining us as always.
You're too kind, sir.
Boy with me as always, Jam. And as I say, follow us on all the socials. Go over to Neutral's Corner. Hit the subscribe button as well. Check out the content. And we will see you all soon. Till next time, have some of this.
Have it.